Shalom, Minister of Souls, by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to the Apostle of Great Most High, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's real name, of whom the world annually calls God Jehovah Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh, so his true name is Yahweh Shai. And we pray Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the and Sham meaning names Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Real quick. This is one I've had basically the lesson prepared for a while, but not been able to do it in the spirit. But Lord's what's edifying, right? This is a beard, right? A badge of manly dignity, right? And this is one of the things that rings true, when not rings true, but it's one of the things that you hear, when the Lord, brings you into this truth, right? You may have been a brother that shaves. You may have been a brother who couldn't grow a beard at all, right? And you want a beard, right? But that's it. That is part of that renewing of the mind. In fact, let's grab that, right. This is Romans 12:2, right? It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect." What is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, right? Because once again, in this world, and that's something I'll briefly touch on at the end, is something of this world is this basically this hairless, desire, whether that's he trying to get as far away from his heritage as possible. Who knows, right? In fact, he pushes against hair on your face, right? Hair on your, under your armpits, hair on your nether regions, right? Yet the Most High designed these different things, right, for their uses, right? And the use of the beard, right? One of them is as a sign of manly dignity, man, right? So so that's that image, and this is from the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, right? So I looked around, different things, because when I was looking for this particular saying, right, I couldn't this particular saying, I couldn't find it, but I did find it on this site, and I kind of read into it a little bit, right? It says International Standard Bible Encyclopedia 1915, right? Beard spelled BRD. Says Western Semites, in general, according to the monuments, wore full round beards, to which they evidently devoted great care, right? And there's an example of that in what's the word I'm looking for, in the book of Samuel, right, with Saul's son, right? About how, because Shemites, these bloody Amalekites love saying anti-Sam, but really it's Shemites, right? The descendants of Shem, of which there are many, right? They like this whole not having a beard. Rather the Shemites would wear beards, right? Especially in if you think about even what do you call these people, man? These Ammonites, so-called Japanese, when they depict like a warrior, would you see him? You see him with a beard, right? Now sometimes we'll have it cut off, but a beard was used as a symbolism of this is a wise individual, right? Which I actually is ironic, because Esau isn't wise, right? In fact, the scripture says this, right? Esau is once again is the one that pushes that whole thing about not basically being completely hairless, right? It's Daniel 4:17. This matters by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. And Esau's that basest man, right? Yet the Lord has set him up over the whole world, right? This is Job 30. And I'm just going to try to jump straight to the point. I'll start from here, actually. It says, they were 30:5. They were driven forth from among men, right? They cried after them as after a thief, right? Because, before the Lord put the spirit, that covering over the eyes of these, of the people in the world, right? People didn't want this Edomite around, man. Okay, but the Lord, which once again shows you the power of the Lord, because you have even Israelite women trying to get with this man, right? You have people, showing him respect. Now they may chat behind his back, call him names, but guess what? When an Edomite walks in town, he's getting respect. Okay, it says, but the Lord is slowly taking that away. and we're all here for it, right? It says Job 30:6 now says to dwell in the clefts of the rock, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. It's like to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Right? Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Right, and then there was that particular incest family. Whenever that is priest that comes out, I'll think about that. It's in one of those states in America, right? It's a family of Edomites, and they're right. They're literally is a clip of one of them, right? Basically moving towards some bushes and he's braying, and I was like, nah, you can't, so he can't make that up, but. But that's it. Once again, showing you the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, that he's taken such a lowly man, right, and put him in this a position. So back to that article, it says long beards are found in Assyrian and Babylonian monuments and sculptures as a mark of highest aristocracy, right? It says it is not clear that it was ever so with the Jews, yet it is significant that the Hebrew elder, right, seems to have received his name, from his long beard. When you look into, what you call it, that, right? It says H2205, right? Zaquan, right? Old, aged, ancient man, elder, old man, senator, old elder, right? And when you look at because when you look at this one, H2205, it's mainly using for old, but also has elders here, right? I did search for, what was that? Because I searched for elder in here. Okay, well, it's here anyway. But then more so also, oh yeah, so I was looking for bits. Like this is, elders and old, right? That's H2205, Zaquan. And then when you look at H2206, you see the same word, Zaquan, right? The beard indicating age, right? So a beard was something to be revered, right? And that's why, for instance, the scriptures also speak about Aaron's beard, right? So, let me see if there was anything else in there. No, that's pretty much it. Because that's the thing, as we all know, you get bits of information and, what do you call it? And then you get the, you pick out the bones, right, from the information, right? Same with this particular article, right? Obviously, they're selling beard products. So of course, they're gonna, speaking about certain things, right? We basically see, even these bloody Mizraim, right? But actually, if I remember correctly, something like they used to shave it off and then put on. Yes, historians have found evidence that men have been styling and caring for beards from millennia. Ancient Egyptians wore their beard as a symbol of power, and from 3000 BC, the Egyptian kings even wore metal beards. Right, we see depicted in their imagery today. Egyptian men dyed their beards to color, and yeah, you got Jakes that be doing their shit, right? Jakes be partaking in these different heathenistic customs, man. You be seeing Jake, they got their hair and their beard, dyed, what do you call it, dyed, funny colors, right? Here it is. You also have Jakes that will be going grey, but then will be dyeing their hair black again. Okay, let's look for. I'm trying to. This is Proverbs 16:31. The hoary head, right, spelled Hoary, is a crown of glory if it be found in the way of righteousness. Right, you see that word hoary, right? Shayaba, right? Shayaba, right? Age, gray hair, hoary head, old age, right? But once again, you get Jakes that be partaking, right, in these different heathenistic customs, right? Right, it says 14 interesting facts. I'll just use what I read this top one, right? So during the Middle Ages, a knight's beard represented virility and honor. Right, the Catholic clergy sported the opposite look and were always clean shaven to indicate celibacy, right? And the fact that they were supposed to be fighting and bloodshed these knights, that they were opposed to fighting and bloodshed these knights engaged in, right? But when you once again the point, right? The knights, right? Virility and honor, right? Because it's the thing, man. You look at, you see someone with a that let's say that sports a beard normally, and then they shave the beard. The person looks like a little baby, man. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you? you know. And was there anything else that I wanted to do? Nah, it's cool. It's cool. But we speak about beards. But one of the things, one of the reasons why, you see Israelites with beard is because it is a commandment, and it's a commandment that we can keep, right? And on this side, right? It's one of the standards that we have, right? That we don't, be cutting off our beards, man. Right? Lineups and all of that sort of stuff. And man, there's a particular Jake that I work with. Nigga looks stupid as hell, man. Right? He's got like a wide beard, but then he's like lined it up, and he just looks stupid, man. And I'm just like, bro, that's it. What are you doing, right? But then you get Jakes that go for the clean shaven look, and you look at them close, see the razor bumps and everything like that, right? Because we're not supposed to be shaving our beards, and this is the law. So Leviticus 19:27, you shall not round the corners of your beards, of your heads, like it. Neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Right? So it ain't supposed to be getting lineups at the top, right? And ain't supposed to be getting lineups on the beard, right? That once again, that's a heathenistic custom, right? That is outlandish, right? Outside of the land. Okay, so that's why you see Israelites, not with proper beards. Okay, I know. Does it say boldness as well? Is it this one? No, it's not. Right, but also boldness, man. You be getting people that are starting to go bold, right? And then what do? They just they'll shave their head completely off. That's once again, that's not one of our customs, right? And if you are starting to bold, I remember the brother told me about black seed oil, right? And I used it and it appeared to work. I don't know whether I just grew my hair a little bit longer, but it did appear, to work, right? For the time that I was using it, I would just put a little on my hand, and basically like cream my hair with, with the black seed oil, and so it appeared to work, right? This is Second Samuel 10, from the top, right? Showing you the importance of a beard, right? Or rather, the abhorrence of not having a beard. Let's put it like that. This is Ammon and Aram defeated, right? And it came to pass after this that the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanun his son reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will show kindness unto Hanan the son of Nahash, as his father showed kindness unto me. All right, and David sent to comfort him by the hand of his servants for his father. Right, and David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. Right, and came respectfully. He's like, all right, man, let me send a gift, right? It says, and the princes of the children of Ammon said unto Hanan their lord, thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, that he hath sent comforters unto thee? Hath not David rather sent his servants unto thee to search the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it? Wherefore Hanan took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. Right? Right. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. So it was a shame for them to be coming back without their beards. Because once again, this is David's servants. And what does scripture say? A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. People see, David's servants, looking all, weird with the beard. Guess what? Jake will follow. Jake will be like, yeah, well, it's David's servants. They were cool. So David was like, nah. Right? Because the thing is, maybe like, well, what about their clothes? Well, they could have just got new garments. Why didn't David go out to meet them with new garments? Right? Why didn't they get garments on the way? No, see, that beard, and why, and more so, why does it say until your beards be grown? Well, because it was a shame. All right, it was a shame. It says Psalms 133:2. It says it is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirts of his garment. So Aaron had a long beard, right? And it was something that was remembered and noted, right? And in this particular psalm, right? And then also in 2 Samuel 19 and 24, then Mephibosheth, the son of Saul, came down to meet the king, and had neither dressed his feet, nor trimmed his beard, nor washed his clothes from the day that the king departed until the day he came again in peace. Right? And it came to pass, when he was come to Jerusalem to meet the king said unto him, Wherefore wentest not thou with me, Mephibosheth? It says, and he answered, My lord, O king, my servant deceived me. For thy servant said, I will saddle me in an ass, that I may ride thereon and go to the king, because thy servant is lame. Right? And he hath slandered thy servant unto to my lord the king. But my lord the king is an angel of the Most High. Do therefore what is good in thine eyes. I'm trying to look for the point here. The bit where he let me look for it. Salakia. I can't find it. There we go. Is this one? I was thinking of something. It's like I was thinking of another precept. It's like, but yeah, that was one thing. You go bed, take care of it and everything. Because from what I was remembering, it was would I got the two precepts mixed up there, right? But once again, the point is, man, had a beard, and that is the point of this video, right? And I know I'm just gonna touch on just something else real quick, because when I was putting this together originally, one of the things I looked up on, because once again, Esau is pushes this idea of clean shaven everywhere, right? But the Lord once again has reasons why He has created certain things in the body, right? Even what do you call it? Yeah, it says surprising benefits, of having a hair downstairs, right? And this is what I'd actually wanted, right? It says the purpose of pubic hair is to protect us, just like the hair around your ears, nose, and eyes. It keeps the skin of your vulva warm and moisturized, right? It protects the delicate skin from friction during activity. It keeps dust, dirt, and germs away from the vagina to prevent infection. Yet once again, Esau pushes this idea that you shouldn't, so that that you should be clean shaven, right? A whole propaganda thing about that, right? Yeah, that's the one I was just reading. And then Esau will basically then try and say, oh, but if you got a beard, right, then you're gonna be more likely to have other issues and disease or whatever, what have you. It's unclean or whatever, right? But this is from PubMed, right? Is it PubMed? Where did I see PubMed? Am I going crazy? Well, basically, from the NIH, right? Says, on the other hand, another study by Wakiam et al. Suggested that bearded men do not harbor more virulent bacteria in their beards, and that clean-shaven men were more likely to be colonized with potential nosocomial pathogens, right? And basically, he was going into just, it's like when you're shaving, right? It cuts the skin, and then basically makes the the bacteria go into your skin, right? And one of the things as well is it speaks about how, what does it say? The authors examined several factors that McClure et al. Did not consider, right? In certain times with these guys and these studies, which is why it's always good to go into the studies to look at the raw data, the definitions, right? The sample size, like the number of people that were asked, or in the particular study, right? When you're reading from E, because E will hide information by oh, I'm just gonna lump all of these people together, whereas like one, let's say he goes to a village where the men don't shave, not shave, don't wash, right? And he goes, see, they've got more bacteria, right? And it's like, nah, bro, that's not what you're talking about, right? And the fact that you even have other studies refuting that claim that a bearded man is more what do you call it, is more harbors more virulent bacteria, right? Proves that with E and all of these sorts of stuff, right? You can't trust E on this. So what do? We trust in the scriptures and in the precepts, right? Where it says, "Not keep your beard," right? So, just one on that, right? A badge of manly dignity, right? Not once again, not like this Edomite who's always constantly telling you to, to be clean shaven, and anywhere and everywhere, right? So yeah, yeah, and once again, just the last one, he knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing because Jake listened to these things, right, and they start doing, as the heathen do, right? Because Esau knows that, that us that we're breaking the laws when we do these things. Okay, so those laws that was edifying. Till next time we say shalom.